So just to confirm, Adyasha, are you able to look at our screen? There's a presentation which has been put on.
We can see that.
Very good. So Megha will take it forward from here.
Absolutely. Okay, so as you all know, Snapdeal is India's largest online marketplace. So welcome to Snapdeal, guys. You're working for such a big organization. Kudos to you. Okay, so now we are here for the onboarding process, and this team, Seller Business Development, takes care of the entire onboarding journey. Let's come to the first slide. Okay, so there was a question on the sales pitch. A lot of you had this question, how to go about it, what should be the sales pitch like. There are a lot of things to be told to the sellers. You know, what should be the gist of the sales pitch, probably what, you know, the important questions to be asked and what the important information to be shared with sellers. So here are a few bullet points, and I'd like you to have a look at them. Now, the first most important thing here at Snapdeal, our sellers will have access pan-India. Their products can be showcased pan-India. So if you have a look at the first point, we process more than 2 lakh orders daily, which is a big number. So this could be one important thing that could be told to our sellers. Now, if you come to the second point, we have a lot of visitors on the website daily, and the daily traffic is more than 55 lakh visitors. So this could be one USP of Snapdeal, and you know that you can cascade the same to our sellers as well. It's basically, you know, it's not any, you know, I would not say it's any, it's something difficult. It's just the convincing power you need to have. Plus, of course, these facts are definitely there, and they would help you in getting sellers on board. And of course, you can also tell our sellers that they do not have to invest any money. I mean, of course, later on there would be a you know, commission that has to be paid. However, there is no charge for listing your products online or getting registered with us. Also, our sellers here have a you know, a benefit of freedom to decide the prices of their product. So, you know, unlike proper shops or unlike any, you know, fairs where our sellers are forced to you know, bargain, or, you know, the customers bargain with them and they negotiate with our sellers, here there is no scope for any bargain. So whatever price is there on the website, that becomes the selling price for the product. Also, this marketplace has many you know, options in terms of products, assortments, variety. So that could be one you know, that could be one point that needs to be cascaded to the sellers as well. They need to have a lot of variety to get customers attracted towards their products. This website, Snapdeal, has over 4 crores users. And do you know, we have more than 1.5 lakh sellers. So you can cascade the same to our sellers as well. Also, we ship to more than 5,000 plus cities. So all these numbers, I think they are very big. And if you can use these facts, I'm sure your sellers would be very happy and would love to get associated with Snapdeal. Also, you know, unlike small shops, here their brand would get recognition, would also reach out to masses. I hope, you know, this would answer most of their questions. However, if you have more questions related to the same, please feel free to ask. We could probably have a look at all the questions you have, probably at the end of the session. Yuvraj, would you like to add something here?
So the most important point that you really need to make sure is that Snapdeal is actually shipping out products to actually the largest shipment base is with Snapdeal. So no other e-commerce company has actually shipping products to 5,000 plus different cities. So that is how you attract the customers, and you explain it to them that they will actually be able to showcase their products to more than 4 crore plus customers, and no matter in which part of the country they are situated, we will be able to get your product delivered to them without any problems, without any hassles. So it's just about making sure the points which were just listed, which are listed in front of you, are communicated well to the sellers, and in case you come across questions, you are able to understand things well and be able to explain it to them further. So the subsequent slides will probably answer a few more questions that you guys have, which were shared to us by the organizers. So let's move on to the next slide.
Okay, so there was another question which one of you had. Probably you had a word with the seller who wanted to sell duplicate products, basically, carbon copies or first copy products. So I would just wanted to take you through the entire process. Here at Snapdeal, we only sell genuine products, and there's a proper process which is called the brand authorization process. So here, if you're selling any product under your own private label, we would need an affidavit along with the trademark registration certificate. And also, if you're selling big brands, let's say Nike, Reebok, you need a brand authorization letter issued to you by the brand or its authorized agency. Right? I hope it answers that question. And if you are a small retailer and you're taking stuff from the distributor, you can have it on the letterhead of the organization or a VAT invoice from your vendor with the details of both the parties. You got anything else you'd like to?
Yeah, that's about it. So when we talk about the second point listed over here, a VAT invoice from your vendor with details of both the parties. So the TIN number of the seller, who will be the buyer in this case because he's procuring items from the authorized agency, and of course the TIN details of the authorized agency because they are, I'm sure they must have bought these items from somewhere. So we know that they are buying it from the authorized channel, and then it is further being sold to the right person who will further be selling it to customers through Snapdeal and various other sources. So that's what you need to ensure.
Please ensure sellers that they will be taken care of here at Snapdeal. We have people at all the steps. We have specialized teams who would take them through the entire journey. So, we have a team who would help them with the registration process from selling to, from filling the form to listing their products, taking brand authorization letters from them, ensuring their products are properly listed on the website. And we also have a training team which would train them on the interface of Snapdeal. So please inform all the sellers and ask them to be rest assured they will be taken care of as Snapdeal.
Well, so we'll move on to the next slide. Okay, so here we are going to talk about taxation. What are the different kind of taxes that a seller needs to pay? What is the amount that eventually gets transferred to his account? What are the various deductions is what we'll discuss under this section. So the question which was asked was, will VAT of 14% be added to Snapdeal display price, that is logistics cost, payment collection, Snapdeal marketing fee and transfer price? So I explained this to all of you the last time as well, and we'll reiterate the facts. Eventually, the amount that a seller gets in his account is known as the transfer price. And in contrast to that, the price at which the product is sold is, of course, we know it all, is the selling price. So the selling price, of course, includes the logistics cost, payment collection fee, and Snapdeal marketing fee. VAT or invoice, whichever applicable of the two in that specific scenario, has to be a part of the transfer price because the seller will have to pay that to the government directly. So when the seller, while he's fixing the selling price of the product, looks at his transfer price, he should have this in his mind that he will have to pay the taxes from this amount. Also, the basic cost of procuring that item, of buying that product from whichever source, and his own profit should be included. That's what a seller needs to make sure while he is listing the product on our panel basis the selling price or the transfer price. I know this is about taxation, money, and it gets a little complicated at times. In case there is a question around it, you may please make a note of it and we'll answer that at the end of the session. Let's not forget to be very clear about it. A goof up on this will actually lead to a lot of trouble because when a seller actually gets onboarded with us, if he is not sure as to what is he going to get in his account in form of money, it would lead to real dissatisfaction and then it gets a little difficult to deal with. So we would like to, actually get rid of this challenge, of this trouble from the root right at the beginning so that we don't face any challenges later. So that's the first question. Now the second one which was asked is, if a seller lists 5 products on Snapdeal, then which cost would he incur? Well, as we spoke, there is no cost of listing a product onto our website. It is absolutely free and complimentary. And when I say complimentary and free, it is absolutely free, and there are no second thoughts about it. The seller actually pays only when he earns. How unfair is that? So when I receive a sale from the platform, when a buyer actually purchases a product from me, I receive a notification that I've received the sale. I need to pack that product, get it shipped out. When it gets delivered to the buyer successfully, and that is when the seller will have to pay something to us, and that is also not in form of money. Snapdeal will pay to the seller after simply deducting the logistics cost, payment collection fee, and marketing fee. So there is a deduction on the selling price, and the remaining amount, which is known as transfer price, gets transferred to his account. So actually there is no money that he's shedding out of his product, out of his pocket. He has a product, he's packaging it, shipping it out, in turn he's getting money. As simple as that. Third question, how to onboard sellers selling handicrafts? Well, the first and the most important point here is that there is no scope of negotiation online. As Megha rightly said, when they sell their products at their own place, they might just be selling it outside their house, or they might become a part of a fete or a fair and sell their products over there. Everybody, even we would do that when we get into a fete. We would negotiate and नहीं भैया 200 का नहीं 125 में दो, फिर 150 पे जाके हम कहीं ना कहीं उस डील को क्लोज करते हैं. But when it's about an online transaction, there is no scope of negotiation, because you as a seller, as a manufacturer, or as a person who's making that product with your own hands would be the best person to know what do you actually deserve as the cost of that product. So you fix that amount, and that is what you get. You might really fix it really high, you might receive lesser sales, but nobody will tell you nahi bhaiya bahut महंगा है सस्ते में दो. As simple as that. So this is how you try and connect with them. It's about actually trying to step into their shoes and understanding what is their subjective reality, what is their subjective environment. किस तरीके की भाषा बोलते हैं वो लोग, किस तरीके की भाषा कस्टमर्स उनसे बोलते हैं, वे कैसे नेगोशिएट करते हैं, किस तरीके के सवाल उनसे रोजमर्रा में पूछे जाते हैं. अगर आप अपनी सेल्स पिच के अंदर इनिशियली ही उन सवालों के जवाब इंक्लूड कर देंगे, सो वन, इट इज गोइंग टू सेव यू टाइम. सेकंड, बाद में आने वाले क्वेश्चंस खत्म हो जाएंगे पहले ही, एंड व्हाट यू वुड बी लेफ्ट विद इज अ पर्सन हु इज convinced already and is more than eager and happy and satisfied and just wants to get onboarded with Snapdeal or whatever you are selling to the person. In this case, of course, it is Snapdeal service offering, but it's also about what you want to convey to them, and eventually you want to get something done from them. So that's how you look at it. Second point is products are available to the masses. So जब आप एक छोटी सी कैनपी लगा के या अपने घर के बाहर प्रोडक्ट बेचना शुरू करते हैं, of course limited scope of being able to receive a lot of sales. You might be a person जिसकी बहुत धाक है मार्केट में, products बहुत अच्छे हैं, and people actually know him by his name. But even then, a person from a far off city might just come over to buy a product from you. But is it possible for you to sell a product to somebody living in Kanyakumari if you are in New Delhi, and vice versa? It is possible only through the online platform, not just Snapdeal, even if they get associated with some other e-commerce company. However, how we make it different for them is Snapdeal is a people's brand. The number of cities that we have been able to ship to, the number of people who are registered with us, the number of people who log into Snapdeal early in the morning when they open their laptop, the first thing first when they get into their office, it's Snapdeal that they look at. It's not some other website. So that's the kind of feedback we receive from our customers, and that's what we are telling you. So this is the kind of acceptance we have in the industry, and we have actually been able to make a mark, a space in the heart of people around, and that's how it gives us an edge. Next one, are there any chances of online frauds? Absolutely not. Snapdeal has got the most advanced payment gateway channel available with it. एक example के तौर पे बताता हूँ. All of you guys would be making online transactions. कई बार होता है when the bandwidth goes from your mobile phone or from the or at your laptop, the connectivity goes for a few seconds, and you are in the midst of processing a payment, you get a message, page cannot be displayed, or the transaction failed. Snapdeal has come up with such an innovative way of doing it that in case the bandwidth goes for a while in between, the transaction or the complete process doesn't get terminated then. It is just put on hold for a moment. And the moment bandwidth is resumed, the page would just start refreshing and the transaction would get complete. So this is how innovative our mode of payment is. We have actually used the most state-of-the-art technology to actually been able to develop this kind of platform. So no payment frauds, no errors in with respect to payments. We've got a dedicated accounts management team. After the payment is received by Snapdeal, post the online transaction, the payment is transferred to their account as per our billings, as per our payment cycle, which is 7 plus 10 days. I'm sure you remember we spoke about it the last time we got together.
Okay, now, so we'll talk about the important points. Guys, it's very important to let our sellers know what promotions, what schemes are going on for our new sellers. So let's say, agar, normal we get a seller जो बोलता है कि मेरा खर्चा कितना होगा. So a very good way of getting him on board is, सर आपका कोई खर्चा नहीं होगा, आप जितने मर्जी products अपने list कर सकते हैं. You can list as many products as you want to, and that too free of cost. Plus, we also have a promotion running for our new sellers, which is till the 31st of December. So basically, you need to have these conditions met. For the first 25 orders, you have zero marketing fee. Whatever marketing fee is charged, it's waived off. This is for the first 25 orders. You either complete the first 25 orders or complete 2 months of registration, or the rating falls below 4. Till the time one of these is met, you can enjoy the benefits of a 0% marketing fee promotion. So basically, simple terms, layman terms में बोलूँ, अगले 2 महीने तक या 25 orders तक या rating 4 से नीचे आने तक आपको कोई marketing fee नहीं देनी है. जो भी charge होगा आपको वो waive off कर दिया जाएगा. So this is a very important point. In fact, we here at Snapdeal, we are promoting this promotion. We are ensuring we do our best. We are informing our sellers in the form of mails, communication, SMSs. So would request you all to make the best use of this promotion. This is on till the 31st of December. Okay. Now we come to significance of VAT TIN number for online trading. आप सबको पता होगा TIN number क्या है? TIN is that registration number, that unique registration number, and this is for any manufacturer or trader who wants to sell. And at Snapdeal, it's mandatory to give your TIN number, VAT number, CST. Please अपने sellers को inform कर दीजिएगा. ये तीनों चीजें mandatory हैं. A lot of times sellers are registered. We take their TIN, we take their VAT, we forget to inform them about CST. So what happens? We have a seller who's unhappy कि आपने हमें पहले नहीं बताया. So to avoid all of that, let's do one thing. Let's keep let's inform our sellers in advance. The moment you talk to them, please let them know these are 3 simple things we would need from them. So VAT here would help you sell within your state, Delhi to Delhi or Bangalore to Bangalore, and CST would help you sell all over India. That's pan India. So all these documents are mandatory. And Yuvraj, would you like to add anything here?
Absolutely, you were. And Megha, just a moment. There is a sorry to intervene, guys. There is a request from the audience that please speak in English. There are many who cannot understand Hindi. So please continue only in English.
Absolutely,
all right.
Sure.
Perfect.
So I'm going to repeat the last point that Megha just mentioned. It was about VAT and TIN number. So as I spoke to you about it the last time, CST allows the person to sell interstate. So what is the benefit of getting associated with an e-commerce company if you are only able to sell to customers who are within your own state? So you're getting restricted again. So the real fun of getting associated with an e-commerce company is when you provide all the documents and then you enjoy exponential growth in your business. So CST is important. VAT and of course TIN, which is tax identification number, is a mandate. So would seller need to maintain a separate system as accounting and as a machine so that he is able to register the entries in a certain way? So seller will be properly trained by the Snapdeal team. We have got a dedicated training team who would call them and provide them extensive training on how to list a product, how to update inventory, how to make changes to the price, what are the different features which are available under that tool, how to look at payment invoices, how to look at different transactions which have happened. If you have received an order, how do you fulfill them? In case there's a product returned to you by the buyer, how do you process that? And how do you confirm the return? And after receiving the return, what is it that you need to do? Now, here we have spoken about everything that a seller needs to do. What about his benefits? So his benefits would be, in case the product doesn't reach him in the way it was supposed to, then the seller is going to be completely safeguarded. He simply has to raise a concern with a dedicated seller's help team, and we will get onto our toes and we'll investigate and figure out what really happened, and we'll provide a resort to the seller to make sure there is least or no impact on his part if he wasn't at fault. We have got a team which is specifically working on image guidelines to tell the seller what kind of images do we need. Once the images are given to us, we screen them and we make sure the best images are put on the website so that there's 100% visibility to the products and there's nothing which is getting demeaned. So the seller would not feel that I have a product listed on the website, but I'm not getting visitors. If the product has actually been listed as per our guidelines, as per our specifications, he can rest assured that there is going to be a lot of traffic. And of course, if the information is genuine, he will be able to convert them into a sale. With that, there's a great benefit that we offer to our sellers, which is once a buyer, beg your pardon, is onto the website and looking at a certain product, if he has a question related to it, he can simply chat with the seller, get an answer to that question instantly, and make a purchase. Generally, what happens is that, let's say I get onto a website and I like a certain product, but there are a couple of things which I want to know more about, but I do not see that information on that page. So I would not like to make that purchase until and unless I'm sure about it. So I would close the page, go to a physical store and get that information. But do you think I've got that much of energy and that much of enthusiasm, or the deal was so great that I would get back to the website and complete that purchase? I would simply buy it from the store itself when I'm standing right there. So when customers' queries are resolved there and then, there are more chances that a deal might get materialized. A purchase might just take place. So it's about converting footfall into a sale. Moving forward, very simple. We've got 335 chartered accountants pan-India who can actually help the sellers apply for tax identification number, VAT and CST. We understand getting these documents from a government body is a tedious process, and when the sellers are already so much occupied just to make sure they're able to take care of, just to make sure they're able to run the basics, it's difficult to spend time on all this. So we have tied up with these CAs. Of course, they might charge a nominal fee to help you attain these documents, but I would simply say it is worth it. It's a great point of convenience that we offer to them. So don't forget, so you guys have been provided with a hotline number. There's a SPOC which has been assigned to you guys. Whenever you need details of these CAs, simply give him a call and he will transfer these details to you. Moving forward.
Okay, going back to the last slide, these chartered accountants are available according to their area PIN code. So, for example, I am in, I am in one part of the state which has a PIN code. I can probably give the same PIN code to the onboarding specialist, and he will provide you with the details for the chartered accountant in that particular area. So you can convince sellers, let them know, they'll be taken care of. All the details are available with us. We'll be sharing the same with our sellers. And this is very, very easy. It's just a phone call away. So this would be one, probably a challenge. I would not say a challenge area, but yes, this is an area where we get a lot of, sellers who are a little unhappy, or probably, they have questions where to get the PIN from, where to get the VAT from. Just let them know they do not have to worry at all. Our team at Snapdeal is here to help them and would provide them with the entire list according to their area pin code, right? So moving on to the next slide now. Okay, so we had a question on POGs. What are POGs?
So you must have been able to get an idea by looking at these images. So when we talk about a t-shirt of orange color, round neck, it is considered as one POG. Listing that product in 4 different sizes doesn't really qualify it to be 4 different products or 4 different POGs. So a product available in size 38, 36, even down the line, 40, 42, 44, or 46, or if you look at it from this angle, extra small to double XL, all these different sizes would be considered as one POG, because the seller is not really being provided with choices. Now, when I have got a waist of 32, well, how about let's not negotiating my waist size or my t-shirt size, yeah? So for us to be able to list more POGs, we need to have a different product altogether. So a jeans would be the second POG, a top will be the third one, handkerchiefs would be the fifth one, and then shrug. So these are various POGs that we can actually list onto the website, that we are not delimiting you by any ways. This is just for the purpose of reference. Look, so this is how you can actually expand your assortment and make sure the buyer has got a lot of choices, is actually able to decide, okay, I do not like a t-shirt which is an orange color, or which is with the round neck. I want another one which is V-neck, or I want another one which is with collars. I want a polo t-shirt, or I want a full sleeve shirt. So explain this further. It goes without saying that every possible size, quantity, volume, or variant of a certain product should be available for sale on the platform. So let's talk about a product which is available in a quantity of 1 kg and is also available in the quantity of 2 kgs and then 5 kgs and 10 kgs. So I've got a small family. I don't want to buy a 10 kg bag. So would that be of any help to me if you only have if you only have that product available in a 10 kg specification? Of course not. So when I have been provided with these choices, it becomes easier for me to make a purchase and close it right then. Otherwise, I'll click on it and I'll say notify me when it is available. So how does it really help a seller in getting a sale? 15 days later, a month later, whenever that seller would list that product back in that specific size or quantity or volume, that's when it totally depends on the buyer at that point of time, that if he needs it at that moment or not. Same goes with variant. So there could be a certain soap. So I'm just, for an example, hypothetically, a soap might be available in a rose fragrance, and it could be available in a lime fragrance, and it could be available in a jasmine fragrance. Now I want rose. So would jasmine or the other one be of any good to me? So this is the question that the seller needs to ask to himself to understand how vast and diverse should his assortment be.
Okay, so here you can see the assortment, different types of products, a lot of variety. Here I would say what you can do is you can, ask your sellers, so which shop would you like to go to? A simple shop which has, probably a very limited variety, or probably a mall, or, a big branded shop which has a lot of variety, a lot of products. So, and, let's take our examples. We would always go to a shop which has, the best of clothes, best of variety, all colors, all sizes, right? So I would suggest you need to, follow the same approach with the sellers as well. Tell them, sir, have more variety so that you can have more chances of sales. You'll have more customer visits on your account. And of course, once you have good sales, a lot of customer visits, your seller rating would also go high. So you would be entitled for a lot of promotional schemes, a lot of offers. So this is an entire, I would say, a cycle. Variety would lead to more sales. It would lead to more footfalls. Eventually, what do you want? You want profits, right? So here we've shown you, this slide has 8 POGs. If you look at the first example, the first t-shirt, it has full sleeves. The second t-shirt is a collared neck t-shirt. If you have a look at the third one, that's a hoodie t-shirt with full sleeves. That's probably a sweatshirt. So this is the way you need to explain your sellers as well. So, this list have more variety, have more variants. Product assortment would lead to more sales. You'll have many people coming to your account buying your products. You'll be famous. We are not making any false promises here. We are just stating the facts. And you can give your examples, right? The mall example that I just gave you. You can quote that example. Okay, I hope we've been able to help you with the POGs. I mean, your concept is clear for POGs. However, please note down if you have any questions, we'll address to it.
Absolutely. Now here I would like to make a point. You remember I shared a URL with you of our YouTube channel the last time. Click on that URL and you will be able to go through a lot of success stories. Now when Megha used a term that tell the seller they would become famous, we are not just using this term for the heck of it. There are sellers who have grown their business by 5,000%. A person, rather a lad of the age of 18 got associated with us as a seller, and he owns a own house and a car and has been able to grow his business by 5,000% since he has got associated with us. And this is just one success story. There are hundreds of them and they are listed on the YouTube channel that we shared with you the last time. So go through it and you can simply play those videos on your laptop or on your mobile phone or on the laptop of the seller itself and ask them to just spend 3 minutes looking at it. And they will actually be excited and they would really want to get associated with us there and then. So that will actually help you convince them, will make your journey, the pathway, a little easier to tread on.
Okay, as Yuvraj mentioned a while back, we have certain image guidelines. So when you have sellers who want to list their products, for listing products, we need quality images. Now, what are quality images? Basically, they should have a white background. There should be proper lighting when the image is shot. The picture should be clear, high resolution. There should be no borders, and the file size dimension should be as per Snapdeal's guidelines. Now, what happens is our sellers at times they just click pictures with their mobile phones, or probably the light is not well lit, or the picture resolution is not very good. So what happens here, when they come to the listings team at Snapdeal, their images get rejected. So of course you and I, we don't want that to happen, because you're putting in a lot of effort getting those sellers on board. So we would suggest we have 356 photographers on Snapdeal panel who can take quality pictures for these sellers. So what they can do is we send out messages to our sellers who are on board, and according to the pin code we send out the details of our photographers. Also, when the helpline number which has been given to you, sellers could give us a call on that, and our onboarding specialist would share the link of all the photographers with our sellers, and they charge a nominal fee. It's 80 to 100 per product without model, because there are a couple of products which require model shoots as well. So these photographers are well aware of Snapdeal guidelines. I mean, you don't have to go and tell them this is how you need to shoot, these are the dimensions, this should be the background. They know everything because they've been on our panel for a while. So your sellers will not have to face any problem. They can just simply talk to the image photographers, and the photos would be shot. And trust me, they're quality photographs. I've seen them on the website. They are really nice. So that's about our fashion photographers.
Well, with this we come to an end of the little presentation that we put together for you. I hope it was able to answer a lot of your questions. In case there's anything else that you guys want to ask, your apprehensions, your doubts, and also you're free to ask. I would, transfer the baton to Adyasha now, and we'll take it forward from there.
Thank you so much, Yuvraj and Megha. We have a lot of questions coming in, but prior to that, I actually would like to clarify a few things with the participants. There are a lot of questions again coming in regarding the process of the minimum requirement of to onboard a seller on Snapdeal's portal. So I would like to address this, guys. The minimum requirement is 5 POGs, and I think already the Snapdeal team members have mentioned what does a POG means. And then they should have VAT number and a PAN card along with a current account to be eligible. But as per the latest discussion that we had with Snapdeal, to ease out the process, if a person who is having a who is not having a VAT number but has already applied for that is eligible for this process, in case he can provide a challan or a receipt of applying and he is in the process of getting it, we can share that along with the documents that you're submitting to Snapdeal. That is a good way. So that's a proof that the person has already applied and he should be getting any time in between. And also, if a person who is interested in seeking some help from Snapdeal CA expert is also eligible if other criteria are meeting, and he is ready to get this done, spend the money which is required to get the VAT in place, and to get this done between this phase, and the major activity is progressed between like before 6th of September, then probably that entry would also be regarded. All right. So I hope Megha and Yuvraj, I'm talking right, isn't it? This is what has been communicated. So if anything I'm missing, please do add to it. Yuvraj, I cannot hear you.
I could not hear you the last part that you just said. There was a bandwidth issue, I suppose. We couldn't hear you.
Okay.
I'm
So I
sure the
would
other
repeat.
participants would also.
All right. Okay, no problem. So I would repeat. So there were a lot of queries that have come from the participant mentioning that they're still having some confusion in the onboarding process, and also something related to the VAT-in number. There are a couple of mail that has been exchanged with the participants. So I would like to repeat that the POGs are specifically what has been mentioned by Yuvraj and Megha already. So a seller should have at least 5 POGs and should have a current account, should have a PAN card, should have VAT-in number in ideal case. In case it does not have, he meets all the criteria but does not have a VAT-in number but has already applied. In that case, if a person can actually share a challan or a receipt of application for VAT-in, then probably the scanned copy of that can be shared with Snapdeal to process the entry if all other criteria are meeting. This is based on the latest discussion that we had with Snapdeal, just to ease out the process. Am I audible, Yuvraj? Team, am I audible to you?
Yes, you're audible, Adyasha. Adyasha, we can't hear you any longer.
Sorry, Yuvraj,
We could, but we can't hear you now.
Is it better? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear
Yeah,
you now.
okay. So that's the thing. So I just wanted to cross-check with you if I have mentioned the points correctly, and if I'm missing on anything important.
Adasha, I am a little uncertain on the fact that you just said that even that in case the seller does not have TIN and VAT's registration, he can simply share the application documents. So I am a little uncertain about that, because as per my latest understanding, we would require the certificate or registration confirmation itself, the number to be
Right,
precise.
right, Yuvraj. It is mandatory definitely to process. So it was a discussion recently we had a day before with Nidhi. So we are also considering people who were ready, at least who have already applied, and they can actually showcase something which is genuine, that they have already applied and they should be getting it anytime. So that it means that process has already been initiated, and that should
Absolutely.
not stop people, because a lot many people is falling into that bracket, and there's a huge mass reaching out to people now, different manufacturers and retailers, and we are very sure that Snapdeal will not want people to miss out. So this is based on this discussion, we have actually opened this to this front as of now.
Absolutely, I think that makes sense. So I'm sure Nidhi is a part of this session
Yes.
already, and if that is the discussion you've had with her, I think we are good to go on that. So
Cool.
if there's any other question that the team members would like to ask, the participants would like to ask,
Yes.
they
So there
may.
are a lot many questions that has come in actually. So I would like to take few of them. So the
Sure.
first question is, will Snapdeal help the seller in deciding the selling price?
If they need help, yes, we would love to help them, but the seller is free to choose the selling price of his product by himself, with just one bottom line, that the selling price of the product cannot be more than the MRP, which is maximum retail price. So जो product का printed price होता है, I'm so sorry to say that in Hindi, so what the box price or the printed price of the product, the selling price cannot be more than that. This is the only rule or a bottom line which applies.
Okay, because there is a couple of questions that has come in, like if at all a person who is selling a product and adding all this packaging fee and all this stuff, and it is almost crossing the MRP, how does this make sense, and how does this going to make a buyer happy basically? So I think mostly that's the reason the participant should approach mostly the manufacturers and wholesalers to avail the discount and the range, isn't it?
No, we would not say that.
Okay.
So, because the platform is open for wholesalers, for retailers, and a small shopkeeper who operates in a little locality, there's no bar, and everybody gets equal rights to sell their products on the platform.
Okay.
So they can, so for example, the product, the MRP of a specific product is 200. That product would have purchased, let's say, at 220 rupees. So the remaining rupees would, so so the 220 is the cost at which was procured. The seller keeps this product profit to 40 rupees. Over and above that, the logistics fee and payment collection and market fee is levied. So let's say that comes up to be 280. So the seller now has got an option to sell the product at 2. Not at 301. So that's what we're trying to say. And this entire can will put the logistics fee, payment collection fee, and marketing fee, and tell you if you want 250 rupees in your account, the product should be sold at 310. So then you say, oh, I can't sell it at 250 then. I can't have 250 rupees in my account then. Then I'll have to reduce it by 10 rupees, have my transfer price at 240, and then the selling price would come as 300. Now, this doesn't give you any competitive edge because because the buyer is not being provided with any sort of discount. So I will have to reduce on my cost price. I get I I I get transfer price of 220 rupees and then sell the product at 290. So that's how it goes. Now, it would be unreasonable for a seller to list a product with us if he is buying the product from whichever source at the same price as the MRP. Then he is as good as a buyer like me and you. So that's what it is. The seller has to have an edge on the price, and that's how he materializes it in form of getting more sales. I
Okay.
hope that answers your question. In case it does not, please you may ask more questions around it.
Thank you, Yuvraj. The next question is there any scope of adding physically disabled products for physically disabled? Is there any specific categories to add any products there?
Well, at this point of time, we do not have a subcategory which includes physically disabled products which is physically disabled people. So we will have to hold on to this one.
Okay. So, the next question is, can you add the handicrafted products, like anything that is made from unnecessary things, like anything waste product? Then there's a new fashion that has come up these days, right? People are trying to make some handicraft products out of waste materials. So is there a scope of adding such kind of handicraft products to your site?
Why not? It's just that the seller needs to be registered. He needs to provide the documents, and then he becomes a brand of his own. And I'm sure such a unique product will have a lot of acceptability in the market.
Awesome. So, can we register local vendors who deals with local products, which is not a popular brand?
Absolutely, but I'm sure it might not be a popular brand, but it would be a registered brand. It would be a genuine brand. So Chinese products is something we would not encourage to be sold on a, rather I encourage is the wrong word. We do not allow it to be sold through a platform at all. So अगर वो registered है, if it is a brand which exists in the eyes of the government, then they may list those products on our website.
Okay, so is where can the participants check the list of banned products on Snapdeal? This is a common query that is coming in now.
Yes, so that list is not on the website, but as we spoke about it, Adyasha, video of the last webinar that we did was shared with the participants, right?
Yes.
So that has got 5 slides where I've given the complete list of brand products. So we can probably trim that video and just pick up those 5 slides, that 3 or 4 minutes of the video, and we can cascade it to team members if that is possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or probably that list can be shared with you by Niti, and then we could figure out how it can be
We can do that.
cascaded to the
We
participants
can do
further.
that.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think we are still getting some queries related to the authorization of participants. Like many of the participants has told us that while meeting the sellers on ground, there is a issue of authorization and the authentication or genuineness of the cause when participants are approaching them collecting their VAT number. So we would like to let you know, participants, a mail has been shared with all of you. Actually, an individual mail has gone to each of the participants, also to your team leads, saying that this particular person is authorized to be a part of this competition by Snapdeal, and is undergoing a competition, being a part of any in SmartE challenge. And this authorization letter is valid till 6th of September. You can actually show this letter to whoever you are meeting them and trying to convince them. This will work fine for them. So any issue arises, this letter is going to help you out. In case you have not received this mail, please reach out to us, drop us a mail. We'll make sure the mail goes to you. All right, so then the next question is regarding the cost for applying a VAT-in number, by VAT-in basically. I think we had been trying to address this on and off over mails, but still I think it is a good place to address this. Many of them were interested to approach the CA and get this done through Snapdeal. How does it really work?
Okay, so well, Snapdeal doesn't really intervene in the fixation of the cost which a CA would charge to these sellers to help attain these documents, but it is something very nominal. I would like to quote a ballpark over here, but of course, let's take this as a disclaimer that the cost could vary. It is somewhere around 2 to 3,000 rupees that they might incur to get these for a CA to assist them get these documents from the government. Approximately, just a ballpark. So in a metro city, it might vary. In a B grade or a C grade town, the cost could be very different. So this was just a ballpark.
Does the CA, so the CA charges, right? And what is the cost specifically for applying VAT-in?
So that is something we'll have to park for the moment, and we can probably reply to that question to you over an email, and that can be shared with the participants, Atyasha.
Sure, sure. So there is a question, can a t-shirt of different brand be categorized into two POGs or the same POG of t-shirt?
So two different t-shirts will be two POGs. So a t-shirt of a brand Nike is one POG, and then a t-shirt of a UCB brand is another POG, and then a third one of Reebok is another one. So that's how it goes.
Okay. So for an example, if
Right? Would you like to explain that?
okay, great. So, Yuvraj, if somebody goes and meet a person in boutique who designs only designer saris, okay, and the person is interested in
Mhm.
being onboarded, is that boutique eligible to be a part of this because they're only designing sari under one particular label?
Yes, I think they are eligible. Again, the documents are mandated. So if they are able to get themselves registered as a brand and they have a trademark certificate, then they're good to get associated with us.
Okay, so students are inquiring if you can share some more example of POGs related to the artificial jewelry and handicrafts category, and also related to the pottery section and glass products.
Glass products was the last one that you said, right?
Yes.
Okay. So when we talk about glass products, so a bottle would be one, a glass tumbler in which we drink water is another POG. A cup plate in which we have tea is another one. A coffee mug will be a fourth one. A glass plate would be another one. A tray on which we serve something is another one. Uh, a stick which is used to stir liquid is another one. A jar in which we serve lemonade will be another one. And probably a decorative item or probably a showpiece kept on the table will be another one. An ashtray will be another one. Just thinking, probably a wall hanging will be another one. A wind chime will be another one. So the list goes on and on and on. So I'm sure this is a list which is, I'm sure this is explicit enough to understand what kind of products can be listed under the glass category. Now, the other one that you said was pottery. So, or handicraft. So let's say a handbag will be one, a clutcher will be a second one. Now something put on the ponytail of for ladies will be another one. Something which is worn in their hand, some sort of handicraft bangle will be another one. A ring could be another one. Earrings. Earrings, yes. A jacket, a hand woven jacket. Probably a kurti or probably a nice fancy jazzy top made of crochet could be another one. Uh, and then yeah, so and then it could be a midi, it could be a skirt, a long skirt that they can sell, which is handmade. So that's another. Uh, those are a few other POGs that a seller can list who's from the handicraft section. I'm so sorry, Adasha. What else did
So basically,
you
artificial
mention?
jewelry is
What was the
what
other?
we mentioned.
Artificial jewelry.
Yes.
Yeah.
So also,
Okay.
also
So for artificial jewelry, yeah.
yes, also specifically while you're talking about the clay thing, the potter thing. So if a potter, if somebody is manufacturing clay toy himself, do not have a registered brand, but he has a lot of it because if you're going to rural areas, a lot of things happen like this, right? So what is the scope of getting such kind of people?
So we are absolutely okay having these people associated with us, but what we need as a benchmark is their registration certificate. So he might just be a potter in a small village, but if we can actually help him attain these documents, he will actually be able to take his business to great heights and at a different level altogether. So it is going to be a lot of exposure for him. Of course, in the first place, he should realize does he have the bandwidth to manufacture these many items if he starts receiving sales? that's an introspection which is required on his part. And if he gets a positive answer from within, then why not? If he can apply for these documents and get these, he's good to get associated with us. For pottery, for clay products, there could be again a wall hanging, an ashtray, a pot, a vase. These are the kind of products that can be sold on a website. And I would really like to tell you, there are sellers who are from Jaipur, from Ajmer, from cities like Jaisalmer, who are actually dealing into these products. They have listed their products with us, and they're actually receiving a lot of sales. So yeah, that is what we have observed.
Okay, okay. So also there are queries while we're talking about the boutique example. So there are queries like if somebody is selling sarees of different fabric, so there are different POGs.
Hanji. So a sari. So again, when I say POG, we just don't want the same product to be listed in different sizes. Sari does not have a size. So the same product being listed in vast quantities. So a person has got a pink colored sari which is made up of silk of a certain design. 200 pieces of that sari listed on a website would not mean 200 POGs. That's what I'm trying to say. So that pink sari made of silk is one. Another sari made of chiffon could be another one, or made up of silk but in red color or green color or blue color would be three other POGs. So the buyers need to be provided with choice. See, the concept of POGs is not very difficult or unique or out of the world. We're just trying to say alag alag tarike ke products. As simple as that. Products of different type should be listed on a website, so that when I get onto the website, okay, today I want to buy a soft toy. So, and then to make it more precise, I say I want to buy a teddy bear. So there should not be just one type of teddy bear listed on the website. Then I'm not left with choice. There should be a bigger teddy bear, there should be a small teddy bear, there should be a pink color teddy bear, there should be a brown color teddy bear, there should be a lover bear, there should be a one which is wearing specs, there could be another one which is standing, there could be another one which is sitting, there could be a one which is quite fat, there could be another one which is very thin and lean. So now I have got 20 teddy bears to look at, and now I've got enough choices. Now, why we want one seller to be listing multiple POGs? We are not short of POGs. But how will it help you get more sales? Now, I move from one teddy bear to another because I did not like the first one. Now, if you have listed just one or two POGs, there are more chances that the other product that I get onto will be listed by some other seller. However, if you have listed 50 products with us, then the probability of this buyer landing on your product page will increase. That's what it is. As simple as that. No hocus pocus, not complicated at all. It's just that we want the buyer to be landing on your product page as much as possible. That's the ideology behind it.
Right. Thanks. Yuvraj, the next question is at the time of Diwali or any specific festival sale, will the seller's money get deducted as per the offer? We're sure the people have seen a lot of offer keeps on going. So how does it work actually?
Okay. So what happens is that for a certain category, let's say at this point of time, as per the standard document, we charging 4% marketing fee. That's the standard one. Now, at times when a promotion is run during festivals, there's a lot of advertisement which is done. There are a lot of commercials on the televisions. There are hoardings all around. You go to the airport, you go to the railway stations, you go to restaurants, you would see Snapdeal's hoardings and pamphlets everywhere. You would see us on the newspapers and all these and on these different places. Now, all this incurs a lot of cost. Of course, we know that as a fact. Now, during these movements, what we do is we send an email to the sellers and we ask them for an additional marketing fee at times. So the standard marketing fee, which is of 4%, could be increased to 7% or 8% or 6% for that period of promotion. So the sales that you would receive during those 3 days or 5 days or 6 days or for a single day, would be charged as per the revised commercial terms, as per the revised marketing fee structure, only for that period. Because it is evident and it is apparent that there will be a lot of footfall onto the website, and if there is inventory, there are going to be sales. Of course, the bottom line is that the product should be genuine, the seller rating should be good, the seller should be fulfilling orders as per guidelines, there should be a positive feedback which directly impacts the rating. When all these things are in place, the seller will be able to gain the benefit of the footfall he is receiving, leading to more sales. So that is why the marketing fee structure is temporarily revised for that moment. So this is how it works. Dasha, would you have a connection? Would you have a question which is connected to this, which I can address?
Yes, the question is to the negative side. If a seller is not happy with Snapdeal, how he discontinues?
Okay. So when we talk about during that promotion, let's say a seller says, "Bhai, I don't want to pay that increased marketing fee, and I don't want to. If I receive a sale, I should be paying the standard 4%, and I'm not ready to pay the increased percentage." Then we would request the seller to mark his inventory for that period as 0. We would request the seller to reduce his inventory level to 0, because during that time the product will not be displayed visible as available, and of course in turn will not receive a sale, because there is no way to bifurcate amongst a seller who's interested in paying the increased marketing fee and a person who's not. So if there's a seller who's not interested in paying the increased marketing fee, he may reduce the inventory to 0. So if he would not receive sales, he would not pay the increased marketing fee. That's how it goes. But it's not a great idea for a seller, because if he has his product listed, he would at least receive a few sales. He might not have faith in the promotions which are running and might not believe the fact that it will help him receive exponential growth, but at least there is scope of getting some orders. He would lose out on that opportunity as well if he reduces the inventory level to 0. All that we are asking for is that for a product which was marked as 100 rupees selling price, he was paying us 4 rupees. We're requesting him to pay us 6 rupees or 7 rupees. But he's still receiving that sale. But if he marks it as 0, he loses the opportunity to sell that product at all during those days. So that's the first part of it. The second part, if a seller is really dissatisfied with with whatever kind of treatment or services he is being offered by Snapdeal, and he doesn't want to continue, he simply writes to our seller's help team. We would ask what is the reason. We would request for time and an opportunity to resolve that concern, and we would be on our toes to do that. However, if the seller says, "No, I have made up my mind and I don't want to continue," of course, there's no holding back. He can request for a termination of the contract, and that would happen. So that's how it goes.
Okay. So the next question that has come to us, it was actually not a part of today's session, but we have received some queries regarding this. An institute from Mandasar has written to us saying that they got to know that any seller in that area is not eligible to be onboarded to the platform, to the Snapdeal platform, because there is a commutation problem, the transportation issue. Earlier, some sellers has been denied. So is there any specific areas that you guys are not focusing as of now, pan India, any specific location that you want people not to focus at all? Or if at all, any seller who is having minimum 5 products to display is a registered venture, has his PAN card detail, has a current account, and has a VAT number, or is in the process, is eligible? How do we take it?
Okay, so Adyasha, basically, that's a serviceability issue. Now, whenever the seller is requested to fill this seller registration form, we take the PIN code and we intimate them if the PIN code is not serviceable. That basically means if you have your product ready, a courier guy will come and pick the product from the warehouse or wherever you kept the product. However, our services are also limited. to certain areas. So that's when we ask them to provide us with an alternate a pin code or a different address. However, at times the sellers do not have any other address, or probably, they do not have, normally, we give them suggestions like, sir, do you have a relative living there? Probably you can give that person's pin code, and you can get your product picked from there. But yes, there are times when our sellers are not ready to provide us with a different pin code. So probably that was the case with that institute as well.
Okay.
Right, Yuvraj?
Because
Correct.
it is specific
Yeah.
to that location, so I think some similar queries have come in. So how do we actually address? So because as a part of the competition, we cannot really say with students, you just don't take in registration, because they will just ask us like, if the seller is meeting all the criteria. Just because Snapdeal does not have a service issue, so then they are missing on a scope of earning an incentive and getting actually a seller a benefit. So is that a hitch? Actually, is that a problem for them? So we would rather suggest, like, we would like rather need an answer to this. Actually, how do we uh, let the participant know about this? Because they do not have any idea whether this location is actually falling into your service area or not. They are just looking at the criteria,
Okay.
whether it is met or not, right?
Correct. So Adasha, in that case, I would request the participants to call the helpline number in case of a location which appears dicey. So probably it's a real small town and it is apparently known and recognized by यहाँ पे तो courier partners नहीं आते होंगे, that it is a place where a delivery guy generally doesn't come or would not be able to reach. We will be able to see that with our eyes. So in such a case, call the helpline number. Our executive who has been appointed for this purpose will be able to check that pin code and let the team member know if this area is serviceable or not. And if it would not be, we might just be required to drop that lead for that moment.
Okay. Is there any product category for nuts and bolts or any other metal parts that can be sold through your Snapdeal?
Yes, so we have started listing a lot of hardware products with us, such as screwdrivers, vernier calipers, nuts and bolts, and all these items are available through our platform. So yes, these items can be listed.
Okay. So participants also want to know like what kind of document, what kind of things and document pitching material they should carry while meeting a seller. So is it the PPT? So we have already shared the PPT from Snapdeal, the shortened version. Then we have shared the YouTube video links with them, and an authorization letter as well. So is there any specific tips that you would like to give it to them that they can actually, this will help them to mold the seller? Any on ground actually tips that really help, because we have spoken about the details, a lot about the details, but what is that 2 3 things they can keep in mind which will actually hit the seller and they can easily get converted?
Well, the simplest of ways. So I would put it forward this ways, that first and foremost, tell them what is our service offering, what are our key benefits. So the ones which were showcased on the first slide, take it forward from there. Figure out what is the kind of response you are getting from them. If they appear interested or they are not, they feel like they're being pushed into it, then try and enhance their experience by showing them the video that I showed to all of you the other day. The first one, it is available on YouTube itself on the channel URL that I shared with you. Show that video to them. They'll understand. They understand the complete process as to where does it start from and how does it end. Then a few success stories could be shared with them for the people to realize and feel how is it really going to make a difference to their lives. You got to be factual, you got to be precise. Fake commitments is not going to help you. So they might just want to know what are the charges. So for that, if you do not remember the logistic charges or marketing fee or payment collection charges, simply at that very moment call the helpline, speak with a representative, and answer that question for him there and then. And by the end of the first day or a couple of days, you would know what are the probable questions which are being asked by most of the sellers. You can keep an answer to those questions handy, and when you go into the field the next day, you make sure those questions are answered upfront in your sales pitch, so that you kill those apprehensions for later. So that's how it goes. just that you have been operating in your own locality, in your own region. We understand you have been doing well. Now it is time you actually grow the way the world has been evolving. Here is the opportunity. Get associated with an online brand which has got these many people associated with it, and you can become one of them to actually grow the number of sales that you get by multifold. So that's the kind of sales which needs to be put forward. I'm sure that will help convince the sellers. And in any questions being put later than that will be answered by the SPOC that we have assigned to you guys.
Okay.
I'd also like to add one thing here. Adesha, I'd like to add one more thing here. Participants will also talk about the statistics. Remember the last presentation which was shared by Yuvraj, it has 3 slides which talk about the statistics for all our categories like home, fashion and electronics. So I would suggest the participants ask sellers which category do they want to sell in, and accordingly they can pick out the product, tell them, okay fine sir, you want to sell in mobiles, okay, we sell these many mobiles per minute. So why don't you come on board, and your business will multiply, you'll have more sales. And also another example, sir, this is a shop we are giving you on rent, and normally you pay advance for your shops. However, there are no advances for this shop. You come, you display your products, and you just pay the minimum amount, which is the commission fee. And now for the next 2 months, commission is absolutely free for you. So something like this, we'll have to talk like a salesperson here.
And also that is when you earn a sale. So I don't have to pay anything unless I get something in return. So I first sell and then I pay a little amount out of whatever I am getting. There is no monetary exchange or transfer which is happening from the seller's end. In fact, it is Snapdeal which is paying the seller after all the deductions. It could not have been simpler than that. So that's how we look at it.
Yeah, so Yuvraj, there is a lot of confusion that has arisen because of the image, the clicking of the photograph that you have mentioned. So we would like to bring
Okay.
that question up. So for the time being, while the participants of the competition, they are approaching any seller and they have converted them, they just, as per our discussion with Nidhi, and we are just asking them to click some good, decent photographs with their mobile with a decent background and share with Snapdeal for processing it and listing them. Once they are onboarded and things happen, then later on that can happen, that proper taking of the images and the photographers that you have, they can be contacted and the good photos can be taken up and displayed on your portal. That is a different case, right? There's a two different thing that is happening, I think, which is actually confusing the participants a lot. So there is nothing that.
Sure, I'll clarify that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so sorry to interrupt. If I on one of the slides, the last time I mentioned, we would require images of these products. So
Yes.
that is only for us to be sure that this seller is guaranteeing 5 POGs to us. So for example, he's selling a t-shirt, we simply click photograph of that t-shirt while it is kept at his counter, we click it, and then the same way for the other 4 products. But these images do not qualify to be listed onto our website. This is only for us to know that what products are we getting.
Right.
For the products to actually be listed onto the website, we would require those images to be shot in a professional manner so that they meet our guidelines, because it's not between you and me. Those images will directly go to the listings team, and the listing team would decline, would simply reject those and say you would require to give us quality photographs. So
Right.
there's no middle path that we can find to this particular action. We would require those images to be clicked through a professional source so that they meet our guidelines.
Yes, Yuvraj. I think we have got that, and also the what is the confusion is the role of the participant is to communicate that there is a requirement of good image finally when that is getting listed. But for this particular competition, their role is to click the image while submitting the documents to Snapdeal. They are clicking the image just to show that these are the different POGs that Snapdeal should be sure that the seller is bringing in. While in the process of onboarding, later on the seller can get the good images and get this sorted, right?
True. It's just that the seller should know that he would
Yes,
require
that
to
should be communicated.
spend a little bit on
Absolutely.
a quality photo shoot. Yeah, he should be aware that he needs to spend on a quality photo shoot. But as a part of the competition, all that we need is those 5 images.
Right, right. That's clear. So, if a seller is selling cards, basically wedding cards or greeting cards, is there a scope of selling on Snapdeal as well?
So yes, greeting cards can be sold. However, if we talk about wedding cards, those are customized. So then in that case, you could forward that lead to us. But in such a case, we require to sign up a customized memorandum with the seller. So I am not sure if that particular seller uh, would be able to would be able to get onboarded with us there and then, because the customized SLA needs to be decided and all those things come into the picture. So that's when the process gets a little tedious and different. So that lead can be forwarded to us if he is ready to apply for those documents, and if he has already, then you can forward that lead to us, and then it can be looked further how he has to be onboarded. But if yes, if these people, if the participants have been able to get the documents from him, those can be forwarded to us for listing.
Okay, the next question is if a seller has a showroom of Mahindra two-wheelers, apart from the VAT, TIN, CST, PAN document, what else are required to sell those two-wheelers kind of products?
All right. So two-wheelers and four-wheelers cannot be sold onto a platform directly. So Snapdeal only gets associated with the original equipment manufacturers, which means the brands directly. So a person who is a dealer of a certain brand cannot list two-wheelers and four-wheelers, which is automobiles, on a platform directly. That's how we need to look at it. And this lead would get dropped if he is interested only in selling automobiles with us. But an automobile dealer can sell spare parts with us, can sell accessories with us, can sell all other products which are related to these automobiles, but not the vehicle in itself.
Right. Okay. Okay. All right. So we have taken a lot of questions, Yuvraj. I think the question will still come in. We will try to reply to them over an email, and we'll also try to share the recorded version of the session with the participants. For the one who had their classes and haven't attended the session, they can refer to this. And I think we have spoken a lot of details today, which is definitely going to help them out. I think I would like to repeat again, participants, for the process to qualify this getting into this competition. Once you meet a seller, convert them, you have to get the PAN number of that person, the current account details, the VAT number in case he does not have a VAT number and has applied, then receipt or challenge, whichever is a proof of application needs to be submitted along with the document that needs to for applying to Snapdeal. You need not upload any documents on seller.snapdeal.com. Rather, please mail it to pallavi.banwal@snapdeal.com and cc to nidhi.bajaj@snapdeal.com. And also, please upload all this information in the Google form that has been provided. We have shared all this information with you over an email. I think please, it will be really nice. Go through it, go through all the email that we have shared, and we'll give you enough information to continue. Before we wrap up this session, Yuvraj just wanted to confirm, we just got an information that you're supposed to talk about something related to the leaderboard that participant can
Correct.
actually check in. If you can give us some information around it.
Correct. Absolutely. So on the 31st, we guys are going to publish a leaderboard for you guys to know who's leading the chart. So we would require to give your best shot for the remaining days in this month, and make sure you are able to onboard as many sellers as you can. It is an opportunity to actually make that edge during the entire journey. You will be able to sustain that till the end. So gives you more opportunity and probability to win this challenge and be able to uh, actually appear for an interview, as it was mentioned in the rewards and recognition section. So make sure you get featured on the leaders board by the end of the month. Give your best shot to onboard as many sellers as you can for the remaining days in this month. You've just been left with 3. Make sure you make the most of it. That's all.
Guys, keep checking your mails, especially after 5 p.m. every evening. There will be a lot of mail flowing in to you with information. We are trying to help you with tips and tricks and interacting with our experts continuously. For to repeat information, the Snapdeal help desk number has been changed, and there is only one point of contact now. That is Mr. Partho Hazarika. The number has already been shared with you. I would repeat his mobile number. It is 8826102041. It is 8826102041. Email has been sent regarding it. Please keep a track on the emails and do write to us if you have any question, further queries related to that. You can directly get in touch with them. The helpline number has been extended. The duration is now from 9 o'clock in the morning till 7:30 in the evening. So we would be happy to help you. Please do write to us, call us, and also please be a part of the Facebook group. Snapdeal team and Nenian team, both of the experts are available there and trying to address your queries at the best. Thank you so much, Yuvraj. Thank you so much, Megha, for your time and this amazing session. I think this has given us a lot of information. We would also try to answer queries accordingly. Thank you so much. Wishing you a very happy day again.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you, Dasha.
Thank you,
Good
Pat.
evening. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.